Hi, I'm Nicole Havlicek with Primetime Pickleball, and today we're going to show you the top 2 shots that advanced players use the most. They also spend the most amount of time training these 2 shots. We'll get into all the details about what these 2 shots are, why they're so important, and how to train them using a ball machine, specifically the slinger bag, but you can also train this in a very similar way with a partner. One of the main skills that separates high-level players from low-level players is the ability to receive an incoming shot that has speed on it and send it back slower than it came in, and keep it short in the court and low crossing the net. It requires great feel and ball control to hit with such precision. Where does this skill show up in pickleball? Well, it shows up primarily on 2 shots. These are must-have shots if you want to be competitive at the 4-0 level and beyond. They are the drop and the reset. Advanced players end up hitting these 2 shots the most as compared to any other level of play, simply because they are 2 of the most difficult shots, yet they also happen to be 2 of the most helpful shots. Advanced players generally have the highest level of skill and control on their shots, so they are the most capable of hitting these 2 shots, whereas other players end up missing them early and often, or opting for an easier option like hitting back hard, because they're afraid of missing the 2 more difficult shots, even though hitting it back hard is often a less effective option. They feel more confident that at least they're going to make the shot. Let's dive deeper into why these 2 shots are so effective and how you can ramp up the amount of times you're using these shots and making them, which basically by default will make you a more advanced player. Typically, the drop is used when you're facing 2 opponents that have advanced to the net and you are seeking to drop the ball into the kitchen with a slow arcing shape that lands short in the court and won't bounce too high should they choose to let it bounce. The incoming ball speed to you is usually moderate or so, and you want to advance to the non-volley zone line after your shot with your partner if you hit a good drop. It's used as the shot that will allow you to most safely advance from the baseline or from back in the court to the non-volley zone line because you have time to advance while the ball is in flight since you hit it slow. And also this forces them into a low contact point. Therefore, they must hit up as the net is in their way. The reset is used when you are already up in the court and are being attacked with fast or very fast shots and are playing defense. You could be hitting the shot from right up at the non-volley zone line or from somewhat further back if you had time to drop back in preparation to defend. The goal of the shot is essentially the same as the drop. Keep it slow, hit it with some arc, low crossing the net as best you can. You then want to reclaim the non-volley zone line after you've hit this shot successfully. Or maybe you needed to hit a few of them, and then once you hit one really well, you can then reclaim that line. Let's start with training the drop. I'd recommend starting at the baseline and working from there with a ball that's coming in about like this and more or less in your direction. Kind of like a Goldilocks type of incoming shot for now. Not too slow, not too fast, not too deep. These are the settings on the slinger bag for the type of ball you see here. Tweak for yourself as needed. If starting this far back is too tough and you're just missing way too many of these and you're so uncomfortable, then start inside the baseline somewhat. And then as you get command of the shot from there, work your way back to be able to hit it from the baseline and behind the baseline. Be sure to work on both sides, so that means only backhands for a time and also only forehands to be sure that you're giving attention to both sides. Later on, you can alternate between forehands and backhands from one ball to the next. A good target is straight ahead, which is to the middle of the side straight ahead from you. You want to train hitting straight ahead, also called down the line, because that is the tougher of the 2 shots as compared to going cross court. Cross court will seem so easy after you master this down the line shot. Strategically, you often want to take the drop and hit it cross court. That's smart. But you want to train down the line a large portion of the time because cross court will seem so easy to you after you master the down the line because you have a lot more space to work with when you're going cross court and it's more forgiving. The precision that down the line requires of you will force you to get a lot better faster. Now, once you're really solid on this type of incoming feed from the ball machine, then you're going to set the machine so the ball is coming in with topspin. Train that way for some time and also switch out to doing it underspin as well, or you can start with underspin. It doesn't matter, you decide, but you want to be sure to train different types of incoming spin. The slinger bag can produce topspin and underspin, in addition to a ball with relatively little spin, which is what we started with. So use those settings and be sure you're strong with all types of incoming spins. You also can and should adjust the settings so that the ball is coming in faster. You can start with a flatter fast ball, and then you can add topspin and underspin to that faster ball as well. Also be sure to train so that you have to move out to the ball and then recover to where you started from and move out again, so that you can train your footwork and spacing and get that strong when you're on the move as well, not just when the ball's coming right to you. Do this from every area of the court and to every target on the court. Use your imagination and let your play dictate what you should work on. What are you most afraid to hit and struggle with a lot when you're playing games? Recreate that scenario and start repping on it with the ball machine. The same concept applies to reset shots. I definitely recommend wearing protective glasses whenever you're training, and especially when you're working at the highest speeds the ball machine can produce. For resets, you can train them from any area that starts from, let's say, right up at the non-volley zone line to back in the mid-court transition zone area. So for everything we're about to show you as far as the reset, remember, train it from up at the non-volley zone line and all the way to back here. It applies to the whole range. When you're training from the midcourt like this, you'll want to set the incoming ball so that it's coming to the lower section of your body. So from like the hips down. If need be, you can even elevate the machine with something underneath it. Just make sure that it's a stable base for the ball machine to rest on. And you can also tilt the machine forward to help you get a more downward trajectory. We did that by placing the ball tube under the back. Again, to reiterate, whatever you do, make sure it's a stable setup and be sure to wear protective glasses. I can't emphasize that enough. Anything can happen out here, and you definitely want something between the ball and your eye should it come in that direction. As far as the setting goes, the same applies here as for the drop. Ramp up the speed, change up the spins, and generally make it tough on yourself and recreate scenarios that give you trouble in a game. Shots that you used to struggle with can now become strengths that way, and they can catapult you to a whole new level as a player. A ball machine works great for getting all your training in. I use the slinger bag. See the description for more details on the slinger.